All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the Flatiron, one of the, as you can see, one of the best places to come and visit and eat and enjoy here in Manhattan. We're here for a press conference on the afternoon before a big event at Madison Square Garden, the mecca of sports and entertainment, and rightly so, the mecca of boxing, a long time history of boxing. And Madison Square Garden has a long time history of heavyweight and middleweight championship fights. Everybody loves the heavyweight division, and we're going to talk about that later. That goes unsaid. I mean, the history of Joe Louis and Mike Tyson, Rocky Marciano, and all the great heavyweights through the years. Like they say in West Side Story, when you're the heavyweight king, you're at the top of the world. But the glamour division in boxing, Marcel Cerdan, Sugar Ray Robinson, and Rocky Graziano, just all the greats through the years, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. There's always been a fascination with the middleweight division because it's an average-sized guy, and everybody says to themselves, you know, maybe that could be me. It's kind of like you live vicariously through that 160-pound fighter. It's the guy that's the normal man's size, but he packs a heavyweight punch. So it's just basically been a great glamour division. And once again, HBO, just like they did back in 2012, or pardon me, 2002. It looks like there's a possibility now, because of some developments in boxing, that we could have, again, a unified, undisputed middleweight champion. It possibly could happen. But right now, we've got some really great middleweight champions out there. Middleweight contenders, middleweight fighters. Fighters that everybody can identify with. Fighters that people say, wow, look at all that guy's knockouts. Wow, look at the way that guy dominates his fighters. And tonight, we're going to have a great middleweight contest at the Garden. And coming up on July 26th, there's going to be another great middleweight contest. One fighter practically knocks out everybody he fights. The other fighter knocks out half the guy he fights and beats the crap out of the other half. You're going to see two great middleweight fighters in the ring. And before that, on that night, you're going to see two outstanding heavyweights too. So here's, he comes to us from Washington, D.C., and he's not really used to speaking in front of the press, but he's getting better and better. Dusty Hernandez Harrison.
Thank you. First, I want to thank HBO, Tom, and Madison Square Garden for having me back. This will be my third time on one of Golovkin's undercards, and you know, I love it. The atmosphere of this band's great. It's always fun, so I know I got a lot to live up to with these exciting fights, so hopefully I can make it good for y'all. Start the night off. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dusty.
Thank you, Michael. You know, ever since we started working with Mike Perez, he's really impressed me with what he's able to accomplish inside the ring. You know, everyone knows about his amateur background, how talented he is. I want to give an acknowledgement to Patrick Thomas, his manager and my co-promoter with Mike Perez. He's every time I bring up a name for Mike to fight, he's always approved them, similar to what the situation is with Gennady. And this will be Mike's second fight here in Madison Square Garden in New York, and we're looking for a great fight. Undefeated Irish Mike Perez.
Thank you. I don't really very good in this. I know I like to talk too much. I leave that for, I know I like to talk. I leave that for. Thank you everybody. Thank you Don Love for HBO, Madison Square Garden, Golovkin and all his team for having me back again. And we'll see you July 26th. Thank you.
Thanks. Gary, at this time, I'd like you to introduce Brian.
Bye-bye, Jennings. I'd like to first thank my co-promoter, Antonio Leonard, and the manager, James Prince. We had a great ride with Diego Corrales, the three of us, and we assume we're going to have, and know we're going to have that same ride with Brian Jennings. His trainer, Fred Jenkins, couldn't be with us, but that's our team. Like Tom said, my fighters will fight anybody at any time. Just line them up and they'll take the fight. These are not hard negotiations. So I'd like to turn the mic over to the next great American heavyweight champion in the world, Brian Jennings.
Thanks, Gary. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon. I'd like to thank my promoter, Gary Shaw, Antonio Liddett, my manager, James Prince, and my trainer, Fred Jenkins. Also like to thank HBO for giving us this opportunity once again, even though the fight, had to be rescheduled from May 24th. They showed great interest and got right back on it. So that's an honor, and it's an honor for me to even be on a big stage right now, knowing that just about 5 years ago I didn't know what I was going to be doing with my life. So I'm enjoying the ride, taking it one day at a time, one step at a time, making sure I live right, eat right, stay in the gym, stay working, stay busy, take care of the family, and just continue being a man every day. I guess all of the men know that it's not really easy staying on, the straight path, because we have distractions, every day. So I'd like to thank, Tom Loeffner, and I'd like to thank Mike Perez for, I'm not going to say taking this fight, because I'm quite sure that we took the fight. I'm thinking that they wanted to fight us first. But I'm also want to speak for Mike. I know he's very excited, and he says he's not good on the mic. So I'm speaking for Mike right now. I know he's happy to once again display his talents on the big stage at Madison Square Garden. And I just want y'all to know that I feel the same. I feel good about it. Definitely gonna bring my A game. Definitely gonna be the best. Definitely gonna continue to be Brian Jennings. Here, all of y'all can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at BYJennings. Y'all already know. Gary said it. You definitely get an inspiration. You'll definitely get to see the inside of me. Pause. So, and I just like to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon. And it's gonna be a great night come July 26th. Thanks. Did I miss something?
No, you're perfect. If he spoke for Mike Perez, I want to speak for Tom Loeffner. I want to thank Gary Shaw, who did a tremendous job, did everything in Texas while Tom was with Klitschko, and then Peter pulled the rug out from under me. But Gary, you did a great job, and I want to thank you so much.
Okay, the words
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Gary, you and
Like to bring Graham Shaw up, which is Daniel Geale's trainer. Everybody knows Abel Sanchez here in the United States, but I don't think you know Graham Shaw. I've said this all along, that he's one of the best trainers that I've ever worked with, and probably the most underrated. If he could prepare Daniel Geale to go to Germany and lift Sylvester's belt, and then retrain Daniel to go to Germany and lift Sturm's belt in Germany, and you could go to Germany and bring back 2 belts to Australia, you're doing something right. And most importantly, he's just the nicest guy, quiet, doesn't try to get in front of Daniel, does his job, and then goes home. And it's my pleasure to introduce someone I perceive as my friend, Graham Shaw. And he's got a great last name. No, say some nice things about him.
Here for a while. Well, I'm just excited about this fight. I think it's a great fight. Golovkin, Daniel Geale. As a fight fan, it's the mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. Great undercard too. Great fight between these 2 heavyweight guys, and just looking forward to it. It's going to be a great night.
I'd like to bring up a gentleman that I've known, I guess, between 25 and 30 years from San Diego. And we go back, as I see him, when I do introductions, I look over in the corner, and there he is so many times with his fighters. And he's the trainer for Triple G, Mr. Abel Sanchez.
Thank you for coming out. We're extremely thrilled to be back in New York. like to thank Daniel for being the gentleman that he is. We're looking forward to a great fight. I know that Graham's going to have him in the best shape. And it's true what Gary just said. I think Graham is a very underrated trainer. He's had a lot of great fighters, and I know that Daniel's going to be ready for 26. Thank you.
Super World Middleweight Championship. Sometimes it's hard to get that out. People think, did he just say Super Middleweight? No, it's the WA Super Middleweight World Championship. That's what'll be on the line. So let's meet the two fighters. At this time, he comes to us from Australia. His record is 30-2, 16 KOs to his credit. He's had 6 world title fights already. He's the 2-time middleweight champion of the world. Here is Daniel Real Deal Geale.
Thanks, Michael. I just want to thank everyone for having me today. It's exciting to be out of here, and plenty of thanks to go around. I just want to thank HBO for having me back on again. Gary Shaw, Madison Square Garden. It's going to be a huge night of boxing, and I'm very, very excited. And I think this is a perfect fight for me at this stage of my career. We've had a little bit of disappointment last year with the Barker fight, but I've been back in the gym training very, very hard, and I knew something big was going to happen, and we think this is going to be the one. So I think this is my time now. I feel like I'm fighting the best that I can be, and I'm as strong as I can be, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great night of boxing, all round. So I can't wait. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Danny. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's got a great fan base here in New York, as indeed he does around the world. That's probably because of his 90% KO ratio. A perfect professional record, 29 victories, 26 wins by knockout. Or is it 26, right? 26 wins by knockout. He comes up from Kazakhstan. He trains at Big Bear. It's been my pleasure to know him for quite a while, just like I know Danny from when first time I met him in Germany when he won that title from Stern. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated WBA Super Middleweight World Champion. I know I'll get that right on fight night. Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy to be here again. Just good to see you, gentlemen. First, thank you very much. Thanks for HBO, special for Peter Nelson. Thanks for Madison Square Garden. It's like my second family. Thank you for my partner, Astana Expo 2017. I know Danny. He's a great fighter. I remember him. I saw a lot of fights. He's a great fighter. I think we will have amazing show. Please welcome Madison Square Garden, July 26th, and HBO. Please welcome.
26 at Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing, broadcast live, of course, on HBO. And I want to thank Tom, Gary, Bryant, Mike, Danny, Gennady, Dusty, Abel, and Graham. And
let's do the heavyweights.
Let's do the heavyweights first.
Double eliminator going on, of course.
Nice.
Stavern will be facing Wilder later this year, I'm told. And then these two guys, the winner, gets a shot
Face forward, please.
at the W.
Telling my fighter what to do. Just on a Saturday afternoon.
Matthew, turn to me, please.
Oh, good.
Out here.
Face forward. Face forward.
Yeah, right, guys. Fist up.
One fist out, please.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. A little bit lower, Michael. There you go. Right here.
Philadelphia, Washington. Oh, good, Will?
Yes.
Okay, middleweight, please.
In the main event,
Fist up.
Daniel Real Deal Geale, 30 victories, only 2 defeats, 16 KOs. the two-time middleweight champion of the world from the land down under, going up against the reigning and defending undefeated middleweight world champion, 29 fights, 29 victories, 26 KOs,
Face each other, please.
Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
A little bit closer, please. Just a little bit closer.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Gennady's got to lose a little weight to keep getting closer.
Same as that height. The nutrition is very strong. All good?
Great night of boxing.
Let's see, why don't you hold up the hands of Gennady and Jennings?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, yeah.